We're live now, finally. Had some trouble getting up on time and also internet outage, but we're here now and ready to get started. 1962. Nice. 1962 roll. We've finally got our cameras working too. So we're good to go. Let's get started and see what happens. 1962, Philadelphia. Hope we get some people showing up. Forgot to, yeah, I forgot that I'm having trouble staying awake these days. Anyhow, coin number one goes to Stan. Stan Horn. Nice bright looking coins in here. Let's see what we've got. Back out just a little bit, make it a little easier to detect doubling instead of seeing the microscopic scale of the coins here. Let me back my lighting out just a little bit. Give us a little bit more of a direct indirect lighting so we can see die scratches and other interesting things that we need to be able to see. There we go. Come back in just a little bit. I'll have it ready here just in a second. Hey there, Dan. All right, so let's see what we got going on. Yeah, I've got to have the lighting just right. You know how I am. Got to have my lighting on. Without good lighting, we got nothing, boys and girls. All right, let me see if I can get my gain down just a little bit and see if that helps. Not enough. I need to draw down my brightness without making too much black. And I think I may have something I can work with here. Okay, got some slight staining on the coins. Other than that, we've got some pretty nice ones. Let's get around and see what we've got on the obverse. Nothing here. A reverse. We got, let's see how this is going to work out. And got nothing on the reverse here. So that's coin number one. Let's get that in and out of the way. Move on to coin number two. This one's for Brad. Brad's coin. I wish I didn't have this much shadow around everything. Maybe it'll improve as time goes on here. Does everybody hear me just fine, I hope? Dan, the man. Hope you're doing okay, Dan. Hope everything's going well for you today. We are having a dumping of a rain here today. It's been raining most of the day. Still raining now. Probably rain most of the rest of the day. It's not been too much for the ditches to handle, though. The ditch out in front of the house is not full. Which, hell, that's a good thing, right? Got two more reveals after this one. Going to be doing one of them today. Then we're going to have a brief auction this evening. Auction at roll sale. See how that works out. Loud and clear, Dan says. Anybody who happens to see this a little later on in the afternoon will know that we are going to start this little show at 7 p.m. this evening. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. At 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific. Turning out to not be the best looking 62 roll. I was hoping for a little more than this. Mr. Ash. What's up, Eric? Good day to you. I didn't happen to see if you got your reveal out of the way today. I didn't know if you got that one finished up or not. All I noticed is when I woke up out of my slumber, I realized I was late, and then I came over and tried getting my interwebs to work, and I was having issues with that. Here's one for Mark. Had to reschedule. Had a doctor's appointment. Okay. Well, I had to reschedule because my apple a day told me I needed to sleep when I needed to sleep. So, there it is. I have not had my apple yet today. Nothing so far. Up to coin number 6 now. Got Paul Hampton on. Very typical webbing issue that we end up with on some of our Philadelphia Mint coins. Seems Denver Mint coins never really have this problem. It's just the Philadelphia coins. These are also quite late die state. Let's see coin number 7 here. This one's for Frosty. It's a slightly sharper looking coin than some of these others have been. A little bit sharper design anyway. Nothing going on in the obverse. Let's check the reverse and see if we can come up with a sharp reverse with a nice double die. Well, nothing doing. Nice and sharp, but no double die. All right. We go on to coin number 8. This one's for Mickey. I don't know if you guys can hear the roar in this house, but that's the rain falling outside. It is heavy. Big old rainstorm today. They said that this would be a beneficial rain. This rain, to me, seems like a wash away your dirt rain. Not getting much good out of this. It's raining too hard and for too long. Hey, Skipper. Nice to see you here, Skipper. On to one for Kurt now. Let's see what we end up with for Kurt. Not seeing any double dies come out of this so far. Of course, Philadelphia Mint, impossible to get an RPM, so we're just looking for double dies and not finding anything, unfortunately. Got a whole line of rolls coming up for this evening. Going to have some BU wheat rolls, some BU memorial rolls. I think that's about all I'm going to be running is rolls. So if you guys are out of stuff to search through, it's time to jump on the wagon and see if you can grab some from the auction here this evening. Up to coin number 11 now. Going with Dan the Man. See if we can get something here for Dan. I'll keep checking reverses for a little while. See if we can find something. 62 does have a number of different double die reverses to hunt for. Near all of them show up in the outer lettering, mostly as Class 2, which is a separation toward the rim. So what it'll look like is you've got extra serifs on both sides of the letters toward the rim. Maybe a separation line with a little bit of extra letter in the direction of the rim. More known that way on 1962 than anything else. Class 2 or Class 6 generally. Class 6 is going to be the one that has the extra thickness toward the rim. Then you put both of them together, you get extra thickness and some separation toward the rim. I have seen nothing here yet. Coin 13. On to Mickey. Let's see what Mickey gets out of here. Having to turn everything so that the face of the coin leans toward the light, because my lighting is not the best today. Sometimes this stuff will behave well and work well for you, and sometimes it just works against you. Coin 14 now for Carrie Bruce. We'll be doing these two reveals. It's going to be this one plus a 1945 Philadelphia, and then we'll get the 1953 Philadelphia done tomorrow. So I can get a box full of reveals off to Eric in the mail tomorrow afternoon. We'll do this last reveal, number 170 or 877. We'll get done tomorrow morning. As soon as I can get myself up and moving around, we'll get that one done and finished and out of the way. Looks like we're having nothing but trouble with the coins in this roll. Well, not really trouble, just nothing good. Oops, what's that? Thought for a second I might have seen a bar L, but I've been wrong once or twice before. Not very many more times than that, just once or twice. Let's see. Get myself involved in finding the reverse on this coin so we could take a look at it. I'll try to get this straightened out here real quick. I think I know what part of the issue is. Just not the grandest of coins to begin with here. Let's see if that helps us any. We're too much at an angle. Okay, here we go. That's a little better. I can actually see everything now. Got nothing on that reverse. Let's check coin number 16 now. This one goes to Taco John. And no doubling. That's a hit on the side of the 6 there. So we keep looking. Nothing on the obverse. So a lot of times with the reverse, on memorial cents anyway, you'll see a reflection on the side of the lettering, this reflection right here, and then there's reflection right up here. What you're doing is you're reflecting the inside of the rim on the beveled edge of the coin, then that's bouncing back up towards your eye. And what it looks like in some cases is doubling, but it isn't. It's just a beveled edge. What you have to watch for in lighting like this is for your ridge line right here, this white line that you see running across the T. You're watching for that to become very thick or doubled. If you see that, then you've probably got a double die. So it's a matter of just getting used to knowing what you're looking at and what you're looking for. Here's number 17 for Sissy. It's just a little bit too bright. Let's see if I can knock it down just a little bit. It's about as much as I dare. 1962 Lincolns can be quite a bear sometimes. Anything from 56 to 68 can be difficult. Reason being, those are the years where you've got kind of a worn out master making hubs that make dies, and it turns out kind of looking globbish. That's a word now, globbish. Add that to the dictionary. We know that usually all of us here at the Copper Coins crowd, we're a little quicker in our language skills than Merriam and Webster are. So we have a tendency to be able to come up with words that no one else has yet recognized. That's one of the benefits to being a part of the Copper Coins family, is that we're not making words up, we're just introducing words that are necessary to the language. Because without globbish, I mean, what are you going to say? Right? We have a lot of adverbial words like globbish and unkish and au-ish. It's another one. Au-ish is a slider. That's what some other people call them. We just call them au-ish. Or call them unkish. Unkish. This is an unkish coin right here. It's uncirculated. It is red. It's an uncirculated red coin. It would be called BU. But I would fair to say that we're probably not very high in grade here. Probably a 63 at best. Looking more for double dies than we are for coins that belong in slabs, I can tell you that for sure. Yeah, got nothing there. Let's see what we have. On the reverse, this is yet another example of a die that I have seen here before. This is not the double die you're looking for. Alright, let's just check the obverses on the rest of these and kind of get this rolling out and out of the way. It looks a little thick in some areas on the obverse on these, and I'm thinking a lot of that's because of die wear. Here's 22, shin bone. See if we can turn up anything pretty. Looking for something amazing to pop up here. We're looking for a flat-out miracle. One for Kurt now. Nice sharp obverse. We'll check the reverse on this one. A nice sharp earlier die state obverse. Maybe we got a better reverse as well. We do have a decent reverse. Let's see if we have any doubling on here. I see nothing. No doubling. Well, it's at least a better coin to get a chance with, right? 24. Almost halfway through this roll. Seems like this one is taking FOR ever. And nobody's saying nothing. So I only got 4 viewers. I deserve that. Came in late and I got a kind of an iffy roll here. And I'm only about 2 weeks late on this reveal. I apologize for my timeliness, folks. I'm just not good at it. But I am nearly ready, getting myself there, getting the sheet ready. The sheet will be ready probably in about an hour for the auction that will be this evening on this channel. Looks like we're going to keep having the same dies popping up again and again. Which is a good sign that you have an original roll. However, it's not a great sign when your original roll has nothing in it. Try another one some other time, I suppose. There's one from Mark. Wish I had $1 million. I'd buy you a coin. Still got a lot of hope out for the website this year. The website, the existence overall. That's part of why I am trying to shut down the selling part of my web existence and start working more toward the educational part. Getting web services, websites, trying to get my images. You know, that is a double die after all. We're going to have to look at this much more closely because I believe we have a double ridgeline on that leg of that R. Eric, you still around? It's really soft, but it looks like there's doubling, maybe, on that R. Yeah. And now that I look at it, kind of looks more like it was a hit. Good day, Mike. Let me back up again. We'll try again. Another coin, maybe. This one for Farm Dog. See if we get anything here for Farm Dog. And we got blinding light again. Can't seem to get anywhere proper with this whole idea. I'm gonna figure out what we've got going wrong here that isn't working the way it should. Could just be the rainy day, who knows? That's a little better, I think. Let's get us in focus. Yeah, see, that's kind of like where I like to be, except the lack of focus. Better than nothing. All right, let's do coin number 32. This one for Carl. Wow. One coin in focus and the next one's not. Let's see. There we go. And maybe it's just that I'm trying to make kind of ugly coins pretty. And that just isn't really possible. All you're going to do is hurt your back. Oh, here we go, doubled eyelid. A little doubled eyelid on a 1962 Philadelphia Lincoln cent right there. Got ourselves a little bit of a double die. Small and indistinct at best, but it is a little double die right there. So we have a doubled eyelid from which we can derive a listing of some sort. That one's for Taco John. I could not tell you for sure whether there's any more of these in the roll, but my bet, my safe bet, is that there are probably at least a couple of others that I may have missed. But that's okay. We always go through these rolls at least twice. So, no fear. Once one is found, we know it's there, so we know what to look for going through the remainder of the coins in the roll. Here's number 35. This one for Stan Horn. Let's see what Stan gets. I've kind of been watching for doubled eyelid through most of the roll here, and I haven't seen one yet, so it could be that this was the only one so far in the roll. Another coin for Dan. Nice early dice state on the obverse there. Let's check the reverse real quick. Nice early dice state on the reverse as well. No doubling. Nothing there. Coin 37. Now going to Brad Anderson. Let's see what we can find. Yep, nothing there. Next one up, number 38 for Sissy. Nothing again. Number 39 for Eric Maith. Urka, what do we got for Urka? Lead dice state. Number 40. Mike Ash. Well, an unfortunate series of events that we don't have anything on this coin either. How about number 41, Brad? Not there. Not there. Well, 42. Moving on to Frosty. This is the dedication and perseverance that a person needs to be a roll hunter. You get yourself discouraged and stop after 25 or 30 coins because you haven't found anything in the roll yet. You could very easily be skipping over something nice. I have been 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through rolls before finding the first nice die variety in a roll. You cannot gauge what you're going to find in a roll by the first 49 coins. That 50th coin can absolutely jump out at you and nail you in the head if you're not watching for it. Just saying. Number 44, this one for Brad. And of course, while I'm thinking, well, here we are. We're not really going to run into much in this roll. We find ourselves a doubled eyelid, and it happens to be the only one that I have noticed in this roll. And so the world turns. Let's see. This one for Carrie Bruce again. Let's see where we can get with this. It's all these non-opportunities that make the opportunities that much sweeter. When we actually start finding goodies in a roll, kind of pays us back for all these duds that we've seen in the past. One for Carl. And in this roll we have a bunch of planchet wash issues. We have a bunch of coins that are later die state. And we have one doubled eyelid. One. So far, one. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever see. Coin 49, this one back to Brad, and nothing. Hit and a miss. And Carl. Last coin in the roll for Carl. Batting cleanup. And nothing. So we have one doubled eyelid that we found in this roll. And that is that. Folks, here in about 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to try to move on to the next roll. It's going to take me a few minutes to get set up and get ready for it, but it will be reveal number 876. It's going to be a 1945 Philadelphia roll. Could be quite exciting. Never know what you're going to run into. But I'd like for you to be there when we find out. How about that? Be about 5 or 10 minutes from now. I'll be over there and ready to go. Just go back out to the lobby and watch for reveal number 876. And go in there and get yourself comfy. I'll be there in just a few minutes. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. See you then.